Watch this edge. See how the finish lifts when I press my thumbnail against it? That's not wear, that's chemical breakdown. You've been told to spray, wipe, and walk away. I'm here to tell you that routine is slowly dissolving your cabinet finish. If you keep doing it, you're looking at $3,000 in replacement costs within 5 years. Not from age, from the cleaner you bought at the hardware store. The mistake is simple. You grab a bottle labeled kitchen degreaser or all-purpose cleaner. You spray it directly onto the cabinet door. You wipe it with whatever cloth or paper towel is nearby. You leave it to dry. It looks clean for an hour. Then the dullness sets in. Then the grain starts to feel rough. Then the edges lift. Then the doors warp. Homeowners call it normal aging. It's not. It's finish failure caused by moisture, alkaline chemicals, and friction. I've been pulling doors off hinges since I was 16, following my father and grandfather through commercial kitchens, schools, and office buildings. We don't guess what works. We test it. We track what breaks things down. And this specific routine breaks wood cabinet finishes faster than almost anything else. Here's what actually happens in your kitchen. Cooking grease, cooking oil, and airborne starch settle on the cabinet surfaces. You see a dull patch, so you spray. Most household degreasers sit between pH 9 and pH 11. That's alkaline. Wood cabinet finishes, polyurethane, lacquer, conversion varnish, catalyzed acrylic, are not designed to handle repeated alkaline exposure. The finish is a film. It's not the wood. The wood is protected because the film is intact. When you spray alkaline cleaner directly onto the surface, the liquid pools in the corners, seeps into the seam lines, and sits on the film. You wipe it once, you leave behind a thin residue. You wipe again, you micro-abrade the surface with paper towel fibers or cheap woven cotton. The residue dries, it pulls moisture from the air. Over weeks, that residue breaks down the binder in the finish. The film gets soft, it loses its seal. Now kitchen humidity, cooking steam, and splashed water reach the wood underneath. The wood swells, the finish cracks, the door sticks. $3,000 for a standard kitchen, and it started with a spray bottle. People keep doing this because it feels clean. The cabinets shine when it's wet, the grease lifts, the label says safe for surfaces. The marketing shows a smiling family. But safe for surfaces means safe for tile, safe for laminate, safe for sealed stone. It does not mean safe for finished wood. Wood finish chemistry is different. It's a cured film. It breathes very little. It reacts to pH, solvents, and abrasion in predictable ways. I've seen commercial kitchens where staff use heavy degreasers on wood trim. Within 18 months, the trim delaminates. I've seen home kitchens where owners use vinegar and water. Vinegar is acidic. It doesn't strip finish quickly, but it breaks down wax layers and leaves the polyurethane exposed to moisture. I've seen owners use furniture polish with silicone. Silicone builds up. It traps dirt, it makes the next cleaning harder. You end up scrubbing more. Scrubbing accelerates finish wear. The cycle repeats. You think you're maintaining the cabinets, you're actually accelerating their decline. Let's break down the reason this happens, step by step, so you understand exactly what to stop. First, direct spraying. When you spray onto the cabinet, you lose control of the amount. You think you're using a light mist, you're actually laying down 2 to 3 milliliters per square foot. That's enough to run into the grooves, pool at the bottom rail, and seep behind the handle escutcheons. Finish breaks down at the seams first because moisture sits there longer. Second, the cleaner composition. Most spray cleaners contain surfactants, solvents, and alkaline builders. Surfactants lift grease. Solvents help the solution spread and dry faster. Alkaline builders cut through protein and starch. That combination works on tile and stainless. On cured finish, the solvents soften the top layer just enough to make it tacky. The alkaline component attacks the ester bonds in polyurethane and acrylic films. It doesn't dissolve the finish in one pass, it weakens it. Third, the white material. Paper towels are abrasive. They contain wood fibers that scratch the softened film. Cotton p-shirts leave lint. Lint traps moisture and holds cleaner residue against the surface. Microfiber works only if it's the right weight and only if it's used dry after the initial wipe. Fourth, the drying method.
You wipe once. You leave a damp film. The finish needs to dry evenly. When it dries slowly, moisture migrates into the wood. The wood expands, the film stretches. Micro cracks form. Those cracks become channels for grease and water. The damage becomes self-sustaining. Before we fix the routine, you need to know what finish you're working with. Not all wood cabinets are finished the same. The cleaning method changes slightly depending on the film type. Here's how you test it without ruining anything. Take a hidden spot inside a cabinet door near the top hinge. Use a clean cotton swab dipped in denatured alcohol. Press it lightly for 3 seconds. Wipe it dry. If the swab picks up a yellow or amber film and the surface feels slightly tacky, you have a shellac or lacquer finish. Those are solvent-based. They react poorly to water and alkaline. If the swab stays clean and the surface feels unchanged, you likely have a catalyzed polyurethane or conversion varnish. Those are tougher. They resist mild pH swings, but still degrade under repeated alkaline exposure. If the swab picks up a clear film and the surface feels slightly tacky, you might have a water-based acrylic or poly. Those are common in modern cabinets. They dry harder, but still soften with prolonged moisture and high pH. If you're unsure, assume it's a standard polyurethane. The method I'm about to give you works safely on all three. It avoids solvents, avoids high pH, and avoids excess moisture. Here's the solution. It's not a product pitch, it's a process. You'll need 3 things: a pH 7 neutral cleaner, a 300 GSM white microfiber cloth, and a second dry 300 GSM microfiber cloth. pH 7 means neutral. It won't attack the finish. It lifts soil without breaking down binders. You can buy it from janitorial suppliers. Look for neutral floor and surface cleaner or pH balanced wood safe cleaner. Avoid anything that says degreaser, multi-surface, or all-purpose. Those sit above pH 8.5. You'll dilute it. Most neutral cleaners come concentrated. Follow the label, but if it doesn't specify, use 1 ounce per gallon of warm water. Warm water reduces surface tension. It helps the cleaner lift grease without sitting on the finish. Do not use hot water. Hot water accelerates moisture penetration into seams. Mix it in a spray bottle. Shake it once. Label it. Keep it separate from everything else. Cross-contamination ruins good routines. Preparation matters more than the cleaner itself. Empty the countertop area near the cabinets. Turn on the exhaust fan. Open a window. You need airflow. Standing moisture is what kills finish. Work in sections, 1 door at a time. Do not spray the cabinet, spray the cloth. 2 light pumps into the center of the damp cloth. Fold it in half. You want the cloth damp, not wet. If water drips, you used too much. Wring it out lightly over the sink. Start at the top of the door. Wipe with the grain, not against it, not in circles, with the grain. The finish has microscopic ridges from the factory sanding and curing. Wiping against the grain pushes cleaner and soil into those ridges. Wiping with the grain lifts it out. Apply light pressure. You're not scrubbing, you're gliding. If grease resists, you don't press harder. You fold the cloth to a clean section, spray 1 more light pump, and go over the spot again. Repeat until the soil lifts. Heavy grease needs time, not force. Let the neutral cleaner sit for 10 seconds on the cloth, not on the cabinet. 10 seconds breaks down cooking oil without attacking the film. Now the second cloth. This is where most routines fail. You wipe once and walk away. That leaves a thin film of cleaner, dissolved soil, and moisture on the surface. Take the dry 300 GSM microfiber, fold it into quarters. Use a clean side. Go over the same section, same direction, same light pressure. This removes residue. It also pulls standing moisture from the seams and handle edges. You should feel 0 dampness when you're done. If the cloth picks up a faint gray smear, that's lifted soil. Good. If it picks up a clear slick, you used too much cleaner or you didn't dry properly. Stop. Wipe again with a dry section. Do not move to the next door until the current one is completely dry. I've measured cabinet surface temperature after cleaning. When left damp, it stays cooler for longer. That temperature drop pulls ambient humidity into the finish. Drying with a clean microfiber restores the surface to room temperature in seconds. It also restores the original sheen without adding wax, oil, or silicone. Let's talk about the grooves, the seams, and the hardware. These areas trap moisture and cleaner residue. You cannot wipe them with the same flat motion. Take a clean, dry microfiber cloth, fold it to a narrow edge, run it gently along the bottom rail seam, then run it along the vertical stile seam. Do not press. You're absorbing standing moisture, not scrubbing. For handles and knobs, use a separate dry cloth. Metal pulls heat faster. Condensation forms faster. Wipe the metal dry immediately after cleaning the wood around it. If your cabinets have glass inserts, switch to a dry microfiber for the glass. Do not use the same cloth that touched the wood. Glass shows streaks from wood cleaner residue. Keep the routines separate. For the interior cabinet faces, the same method applies. Dust first, use a dry microfiber, then apply the damp cloth. Interior surfaces collect less grease, but trap more airborne starch and cooking vapor. They still need neutral pH and proper drying. Do not spray inside the cabinet. Spray the cloth. Moisture inside a closed cabinet does not evaporate. It sits. It warps the wood. It breaks the finish from the inside. Maintenance is where you lock in the results. You don't clean wood cabinets daily. You don't need to. Cooking oil and dust settle slowly. Once a week, run the dry microfiber over high-touch areas, handle zones, drawer fronts, lower cabinet doors. Dry dusting removes abrasive particles before they mix with moisture and become a paste. Once every 2 weeks, run the full neutral cleaner method on all exterior faces. Do not wait until grease builds up. Prevention is cheaper than restoration. If you notice a dull patch forming, do not switch to a stronger cleaner. That accelerates finish breakdown. Stick to the neutral method. Dullness at this stage is usually residue buildup or light oxidation of the top film. Proper drying and consistent pH 7 cleaning will restore clarity over 3 to 4 passes. If the finish feels rough to the touch, that means micro-cracking has started. You can slow it. Do not sand, do not apply polyurethane over the existing finish. You'll get peeling. Instead, keep the surface dry. Keep the humidity stable. Run the exhaust fan during cooking. Wipe splashes immediately with a dry cloth. The finish will stop degrading. It won't heal completely, but it will stabilize. Let's address existing damage before it costs you $3,000. If a door edge is lifting, do not pour wood glue into it. That traps moisture and pushes the finish out further. Use a fine-tip syringe with a drop of clear wood finish or a thin penetrating oil designed for cured film repair. Apply it sparingly. Let it sit for 2 minutes. Wipe the excess with a dry microfiber. Clamp the edge lightly with a foam-padded clamp for 20 minutes. Do not over-tighten. You're reseating the film, not crushing the wood. If a panel shows white haze, that's moisture trapped under the finish. You can pull it out with a hairdryer on low heat, held 6 inches away, moving constantly for 30 seconds. Follow immediately with a dry microfiber. Do not use high heat. High heat blisters the film. If a door is warped past the point of closing flush, the wood has swollen beyond recovery. Replace it. Do not try to force it back into place. You'll strip the hinges and crack the finish on adjacent doors. Keep a spare hinge plate. Keep a spare door blank. Order them from the original manufacturer. Match the finish code. It costs less than a full cabinet refinishing, and it stops the spread of damage. You now know the mistake. You know why it breaks your finish. You have the method. Use it consistently. If you want a straight walkthrough on removing built-up kitchen grease from stainless steel backsplashes without scratching, watch that video next. I break down
Paste ratio, the dwell time, and the white pattern that actually works on commercial-grade steel. Subscribe if you want routines that last longer than a weekend. Comment below with the cleaning problem that keeps coming back in your kitchen. I read every comment. I test the fixes. I'll show you what works.